Hello, everyone. I welcome you to this interacting and exciting moment here with Chigos and Dibu. This promises to be a very, of course, educative and in-depth analysis. I hope you navigate with me through this moment. We're not going to waste much of the time, but I promise we're going to look into the most interesting topical issues, especially as it borders on the justice system and the trial of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, as I likely promised, but where is the justice? Following the development, of course, of most recent is uh, the move by the Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, of course, of recent, by writing to the Attorney General of the Federation for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, appending, of course, some documents of judgments that was given in favor of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra on several occasions, both locally and, of course, a domestic and international verdict that was given for the immediate release of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Prior to this time, on the 24th of May, you heard the position of the Attorney General Fabemi on the case of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, citing that he is not aware of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's trial. In fact, that is quite unfortunate. It is quite ridiculous that the Attorney General, that presides over the justice system, is not aware of a man who has been illegally detained for more than 2 years. Even upon assuming office as the Attorney General, he is not yet aware of the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, even when he's been summoned or taken to the courts by the DSS on several occasions. It is quite unfortunate, very ridiculous indeed. But that, as notwithstanding, we are to look into the circumstances surrounding this. And of course, you have your own contribution to make in regards to this. It's an interactive moment here. And of course, we share ideas and values and make comparisons where it is necessary and what we think playing out in this regard. And the same Attorney General said that the offense of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not, of course, the one that could be waved off, just like the Omole Shore and his likes. They said this is a grievous offense. And he has forgotten, as an Attorney General, that extraordinary rendition is an international criminal case. Of course, the violation of international treaty presupposes that that particular entity or nation has lost its legal right before the Committee of Nations, before international, of course, established laws to try or to benefit from its own iniquity, its own impunity. As the case is with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, or do he expect to be reminded what transpired, the extraordinary rendition of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Even the Nigerian courts have made it very clear that the extraordinary rendition of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, according to the judgment given on the 13th of October 2022, is it 2022 or 23? 2023, which affirmed the innocency of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu within the legal jurisdiction of the Nigerian state, that he should be discharged and acquitted, and no other court within the Nigeria can try him on the basis that, of course, Nigeria lacks the jurisdiction to try him because they committed what is called kidnapping, national kidnapping, an organized kidnapping sponsored by the state, just as the Umar Diko during the Buhari time. The same Buhari uh, carried out such a dastard act, if I may use the word, because it is highly condemnable and international communities has frowned at that. And of most recent, you saw what the United Nations, of course, body that is charged with the responsibility of protecting human rights and addressing the violation of such, wrote to Nigeria, giving them got an ultimatum to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, haven't studied the case. And it's quite unfortunate and surprised to me that even Fabemi, the current Attorney General, was not aware of that position of the United Nations on human and people's rights protection. It's quite unfortunate indeed that all these things is happening and the Attorney General is not aware, is not briefed, or is not conversant, or possibly might be living in denial of the realities. Well, be that that is may, of course, the members of the legal team of they said they were the 10 leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Okay, now the 10 leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, not proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. Because even the Nigerian case law, of course, interpreted this that IPOB is an organized and registered organization, and as such, no one can ascribe as such a derogatory words or describe IPOB with such a derogatory words. Cautioned Nigerian government to withdraw that such pronouncement, pronouncement was made in error, was hasty because they didn't follow the due process to ascertain, of course, the veracity of such a claim. But it was just, of course, made to kill, to give a dog a bad name in order to kill it. But of course, they have not succeeded in that. And the court reversed such pronouncement. And anyone calling IPOB proscribed as has committed uh, a contempt of law or a violation of the rights of the IPOBs because they are internationally recognized, registered with the United Nations, and not only Nigeria could perceive or have the criteria, of course, to proscribe IPOB as a terrorist group. What are the United Nations? What are the internationally organized and established societies saying about that? They live among, of course, established and civilized societies, conduct themselves in the most mannered and organized way. You saw them holding rallies during the 30th of May in London, in US, across in Australia, across the world, without constituting any nuisance. These are well-established, responsible personalities captains of industries across all fields and endeavors of humans. And of course, they have good reports and reputations in the field of endeavors and have contributed enormously to the development and economic growth of their residual states. So you cannot in any way consider them to be prescribed as terrorists, which is, of course, has been settled. Such cause has been settled with the Nigerian court, and it was a win-win for the indigenous people of Biafra. And I think the Attorney General should also make reference to such and know exactly what the position is if he still living in denial of the realities. Even it doesn't need, of course, to be a legal luminary or guru to understand what that implies. A man who was renditioned and still summoned in your own court, he defeated you not quite once, twice, several times. And yet, you don't feel ashamed, of course, to say you are not aware of his trial, that only the courts or competent courts of jurisdiction, which jurisdiction within Nigeria that have broken international treaty, that indulge in international criminality, has lost the right to try him. No wonder Mazen Nandekano, in his last appearance, stood to defend himself that no court in Nigeria has the right to try him. And any attempt by any court, including the Attorney General, to deny the reality could be termed as terrorism, the act of terrorism. And what does that mean? Because an infringement to his fundamental right, or abuse to his fundamental right, torture of Mazen Namdekano, anyone who obeys or concedes to that could be considered as a terrorist, because you cannot benefit from your own gross misconduct and violation of international treaties. You understand what that means? The legal jargons and interpretations, of course, many legal experts have expatiated on that. I wouldn't want to go deep on that. I hope you are aware of the realities. But my major concern is that the, the leader of the team of the Mazen Kano lawyers or legal personnel have written in the person of barrister Nemeka Ejiofor told, of course, journalists on Thursday that the judgments were from both domestic and international courts directing the release of the IPOB leader. Without further ado, this is said that the decision to forward all the pronouncements was in response, listen, was in response to the statement credited to the Attorney General of the Federation that he was not aware of Kano's case and that his fate would be resolved by the courts. Pure idi, quod erat demonstrandum. If the Attorney General still have conscience, if his conscience still appeals to him, with the submission of this 9 judgments from different quarters, domestically, locally, and internationally, I think Mazen Namdekano should walk free as a free man he is, of course, without any further delay. Whatever be the case, any attempt after the submissions to delay a moment the release of Mazen Namdekano by the Attorney General of the Federation will be tantamount to invitation of anarchy and the suppression of justice. This could be considered as being perceived by millions of responsible citizens of humanity that this is persecution and not facing any trial. Excuse me. Yes, Mazen Namdekano have made it very explicitly clear that no other court can try him based on the principle of justice, fairness, and equity, and international laws, of course, which has been violated by the Nigerian state. Well, let's watch as there's this next drama or series of drama continue to unfold. What will become the positions of the Attorney General if he claims he's not aware of this case and he has been served officially to bring to his notice, even when he decides to leave, of course, in denial of the case and the judgments that have been given in favor of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. I think that will buttress the point and to understand whether he's been biased or playing a script, of course, by his paymasters. Well, that is a function of time. Of course, it is very clear we are all eyes, of course, watching as this case unfolds. Let me know what is your take regarding this. With an attorney general claims he's not aware of such magnitude, such case with gravity, such as the case of Mazen Nandekano, that have attracted international attention, recognition. The world over have discussed. They are aware of the case of Mazen Nandekano, but the Attorney General who presides over the justice system claims he is not aware. Well, of course, let's leave, grant him the benefit of doubt until, of course, and what has he response to this uh, development or move by the team leader of the legal council to Mazin Namdekanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. It will be an interesting moment. Of course, as I rightly said, Fabemi in 24th of May said the offense of the detained leader is a difficult one. Oh my God. What a country. What a legal system. And can be only resolved by a competent court of law. You can imagine that? Can be resolved by a competent court of law. That his case is difficult. Which case? Has Mazin become any case before Nigeria? Have Nigeria been able to argue the case of Mazin? The allegations are, of course, bordering on counter-terrorism and treason and all that. It was quashed in their own courts. It was quashed, defeated, thrown to the dustbin, trash can, trash bin by the Nigerian courts. And they want to revive and resuscitate them as a way of, you can't just, the same court gave a ruling and you want to set it aside without any cogent reason to start afresh, that there are cases of what you failed to file or how you failed to argue your case. I mean, this is quite ridiculous. In as much as I'm not a legal practitioner, but the case is very clear. If Nigeria had any case against Mazen Namikano, they would have argued the case for more than 2 years to 3 years now. But that notwithstanding, Mazen Namikano won overwhelmingly, and he was denied such. And just a delay tactics anyway. Well, let's watch. This earlier, this earlier, Kano's lawyer filed a preliminary objection at the Federal High Court, Abuja, asking that the trial judge, Justice Binta Nyako, to decline jurisdiction to proceed with the trial against him. Just, yes, this has been well noted. Part of the issue for determination was whether the court has the jurisdiction to try Kanu for any of the offenses charged against him in court. You see, that is very clear. Whether you have the jurisdiction to try a man that was rendition, the act of rendition is an international criminality which violates fundamental right of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And of course, the Supreme Court also affirmed that he never jumped bail when they were trying to hide under the cover that he jumped bail. The Supreme Court came clearly telling them that you don't know what you're doing. He never jumped bail. For the first time, countering the position of the federal government, Supreme Court of the Nigerian legal jurisprudence, the highest or appellate court of law, countering the position of the executive, of the government of Nigeria. That is the first time Nigeria constitution was in conflict with the executive. The interpretation of the law was in contradiction with the position, the rascality on the part of the executive. He never jumped bail. It was made very clear that it was an attempt to his life that led him flee. Of course, for safety, calling for safety. with all these developments, facts, what does that tell you? That the Nigerian government has lost the case against Nnamdi Kanu. They knew for sure once the Supreme Court makes such pronouncement, it is the end. So continue holding or deny detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is illegal and of course unacceptable and is an intimidation. It is a suppression and with vested interests. They are now holding him, as he rightly put it, hostage without any justification. Well, let's watch as this continue to unfold. And whatever be the case, we will always come here to discuss the development. I hope, of course, you stay tuned as we continue to serve you. Don't forget to share this, give us likes, give us thumbs up, and of course, share this video, subscribe to this video so that once ever we upload our videos, interact, and of course, you will be able to get our videos timely, excuse me, and that will be good for that. Thank you once again for joining me in this interactive section, a brief one for that matter. So the public is aware of the realities and of course the intricacies that might be unfolding in the course of days or weeks as the case is. Remain blessed and have a great day. I remain Chigos and with the host anchor. Bye for now.